Hey, okay, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. This is the evening of March the 1st, 2021. And tonight, as always, we're going to continue to work with ChatGPT. We're going to try to do some more work on the Cylistic Bikeshare data set, which we began last night using ChatGPT and SQL Server. So now we're going to try to build on that. That's what we're going to try to do. First, we're going to try to get R to connect to Postgres SQL using an OBCD driver. And second, they were going to move on to Cylistic Bikeshare with Power Query. Okay, we of course review the previous night's SQL and the data cleaning stuff also. Okay, first of all, I'm going to come over here. First of all, I'll come over here, and I'm going to invite Doc Smith to my live stream, okay? And there it is. Okay, so we're going to begin with Postgres SQL. If you see the earliest videos, you see that I actually you'll see that I actually did do an early one, a version earlier, and I said let's try to use the RODBC connection method. And I think the trouble was I don't actually have the so let's see if we can find the ODBC driver, because I think that's what's missing. Now, OpenAI just rolled out a new a new pricing plan where it's so we do a download the MSI, the latest version for x64. Okay. I think this is the problem. I got some error on when I was trying to connect an R, and I'm not quite sure what the actual problem was. Well, my guess is I don't have an OBC driver installed for for Windows. So we'll come over here, extract this. Then we'll go back and set up a what's it called, a DSN, a data something on I actually don't know what that stands for, but you'll know, you'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah, I'll sell my soul to these people. Yeah, and I got an error message on it, and but when I looked in the ODBC driver management tool, I didn't see a driver for Postgres. Okay. Okay. So this is data sources. Add. Okay, so here we are, database source, databases, let's see, stocks, server. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually right or not. This will be a pleasant surprise if this actually works. Okay, this may not be the correct driver name. Hey Doc, how you doing, friend? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. So I'm just trying to get R to connect to a Postgres database. I got it to work with Python, okay, and SQL Alchemy. But the package I should use with R, which is like R Postgres, something like that. I used to get an error on a library, and I even tried to question the guy who designed it, and he wasn't much help. So now I'm trying to use an ORDBC connection. But the thing about this is, this could be the wrong driver there also, okay? We'll see what happens. Just load up our libraries here. Hey, thanks for taking time out from your evening to stop by and say hi. I appreciate it. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I think that ours, in my opinion, is easier to learn because it's pretty much a language, functionally. To me, I mean, most of what you do in R, you do with functions, built-in functions. It was designed to be a statistical language. It has very good data analytic tools like tidyverse and ggplot2 and other functions like that. On the other hand, in Python, you got pandas, NumPy, and Seaborn and stuff like that, and SciPy and things like that, and NumPy. So it's I think pandas wants to be tidyverse when it grows up. I actually started learning. I learned R before I learned Python. I've been on R for like 5 years now. But so what's your situation? What do you do for? Are you a are you the guy? Are you the doc guy on YouTube? Is that who you are? Of course, the big thing now is what's that doing there? The big thing now is ChatGPT, right? Okay, sure. I tell you what, there's a really good free data science lab online. It's called World Quant. Do you have any programming background at all? Okay. There's this site right here. Okay. You can see it on my screen right now. This is a free, you have two offerings. You have a Master Science program. You have Applied Data Science Lab, which is a Python-based series of, okay. So if you understand programming, it really doesn't make a difference which one you use. But you may want to learn R just so you can have something additional to add to your add to your resume or something like that. But you should have no trouble learning Python either. Okay. Anyway, like I say, this is a Python-based data lab. It's eight courses or 8 modules. Each module consists of what, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 lessons plus an end of module quiz. It's completely free, as in, no begging, no nothing. It's completely free. It's all online, and it's Python based. I actually started taking, but I got kicked off because I was live streaming my sessions. But anyway, yeah. So this is certainly is one place to start. And I don't know anything like this for R online, but I have an awful lot. Most of my YouTube channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and click that bell icon. That will be notified when I upload new content or go live. All right, and you know, my whole YouTube site is basically R programming, with a little bit of SQL and database work, and even a little bit of Python out there. I'm going to do a little Python. Okay. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to get R to connect to a Postgres database. I'm using the package called RODBC, but you have to have the ODBC driver installed in your system in order to connect to the database. And I may actually be using the wrong driver here. Let me take one more look at that. So are you taking like any like a boot camp, or what's your current? Are you still in college? What's your current situation? So I think this here should probably be ANSI, right? Okay. So let's see what happens when we do this thing here now, because everything's working so far. Now comes the test. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, very good. I have a lot of videos out there on the capstone project when you reach that when you reach that point, okay? If you go and look at my channel and under playlist, you'll see a capstone project series. Yes, using R. Yeah. Yeah, right. Google uses R, they use R, Google Sheets, what else? R, Google Sheets, Tabula, okay, and SQL, and BigQuery SQL. Yeah, I specified a default driver up here. Okay, well, we'll skip that for now. That's something for a different time. So anyway, and here we are right there. Okay, so let's open up SQL Server Management Studio. Because what you're in luck. Because tonight I'm continuing to look at the. I use SQL Server 2019 in order to store the Cylistic Bikeshare data in that, which is one of the projects you can use for your capstone project. So I imported all the data. I did a little data cleaning. Okay. Okay. So you can see here, I imported the data in four chunks. Okay. Then I combine them into a single table. Let's see what we got over here. We can find that over here. Here we go. Okay. So I created the raw data here. Okay. Then I did a little data cleaning. When you get to the cyclistic Bikeshare data, the final project, you have three options for your final capstone project. You could do the cyclistic Bikeshare, you can do a Fitbit data project, or you can choose, or you can pick your own you can pick your own poison what you want to do it with. But anyway, so basic cleaning after combining all four tables. Well, I also dropped a couple tables. I dropped the first column of the tables. That's a bike ID because it's causing some errors. Then I created now this code here, okay, was created with ChatGPT. Okay, I told him I was working with a cyclist at Bikeshare, and I said, well, gee, I want to combine all the tables into a single table, and it gave me this SQL code here. Then it gave me the I don't think it's there yet. Okay, I don't think it's there yet because it's not perfect. I mean, I've used it to do a couple of things online. It was pretty good, but you still have to know how to code in order to recognize errors. Okay, and I've had a couple of times when I was doing stuff with like Python or something like that. I'd run the code, I'd get an error, I'd paste the error into ChatGPT, and it'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the correct code." I put the correct code, the new code in. I got another error. I went, I guess, for like 30 minutes trying to get an error solved. So it's not perfect, but it's certainly worth using, as you'll see. Like I say, this whole part here, okay, was written by ChatGPT. All right. And one of the projects I did was, if you go back and you look on my channel, you see I have a couple of videos that have to do with social media analytics. And I put let's take a look here. See if we can find out what we're actually talking about here. It's Postgres, Symphony, Postgres, WebSockets, Chicago, missing bicolor painting, Bob Ross, prompt. Show more. Let's see. Okay, so I came up here. So I said, make some suggestions for some SQL projects. Okay, then again, here's some ideas for SQL projects and the types of data that can be used: e-commerce platform, human resources platform, social media analytics, healthcare management and financial analytics, sports analytics, customer relations analytics, travel and tourism. These are just a few, and I said, provide the SQL code needed to create the tables for this project, social media analytics, okay? Then it came down here, and it wrote the SQL code to create the tables, okay? You notice it includes both primary keys and foreign keys. So it created 5 tables labeled the foreign keys, okay? Then I said, generally you want to tell it what SQR you're using, because it's because some of the different ones, SQL Server is a little different from BigQuery, and then BigQuery is a little different from, say, Postgres. So I said, do this. Sure, here's an updated version. Notice that the square brackets. The reason is because user and like are reserved words, so she has to put in square brackets to tell it that's a table post. I eventually had it add a Another table called follow. I said, it says, here's the changes it's made. I said, create 50, create 50 rows of data for each table. Here's some data for the, now the trouble is that it only created about 20 rows at a time. So I went through, right? And I created, had to create 20 rows of sample data, okay, for each one of the tables. All right. Then I got, I don't know what the error message was there. What was it though? Express. Okay. Oh, the trouble here was the, you had apostrophes, you know, for in the word. So it'd be Valentine's, comma, S. Well, you have to, originally you did it and you would have a backslash, a double backslash here to escape this character, but it didn't work. So eventually what I did, because there's only 20 rows of this data, I just went in and opened up the data in an editor and manually edited those files. But anyway, so here it is. How many rows of data did you create for this table? I created 15 rows for the post. And here's more. Okay. Same problem. So then I went into SQL Server Management Studio. I ran the code to create the tables. All right. And so forth. Yeah, and 90% of the SQL I used for this project was written by ChatGPT, 80 to 90%, okay? Okay, this is the code used to create the databases for this project. Here it describes the different different tables. And then I said, well, create the sample data. I had to go back and recreate some of the data again. All right. See if we can get down there to the, yeah. I mean, you know, it really helps to know something about the, about the language you're working with. That we be better recognize problems with it. But the fact that it was able to create from a 1 or 2 sentence script, it was able to create an entire database, including 5 or 6 tables, primary and foreign keys, and then create 20 rows of data for each one of those tables. Okay. Here's where I had trouble with the backslashes, so I just went and edited it manually. Then I said, what questions can we ask that would work with SQL? Then it came down here and it gave me 10 different questions we can ask. Okay? And I said, write the SQL code to the first question. The answer to the first question, what's the total of posts on each platform? Can we so I wrote the code to calculate the answer to the question. Then I said, what are the top 5 posts by number of likes? Write the SQL code to answer this question. And I wrote this query. Then I said, write for SQL Server because the code's slightly different. Here's the code to answer the question, what's the top 5 posts, number of likes in SQL Server? Okay? The main difference is instead of using a limit down below, use a top up above, okay? Write the answer to the question, which users have the most followers? Well, I think at this point, this is where they didn't create the followers table the first time. So I come back here and I said, create the followers table. And it created the followers table, Okay. Rewrite code for SQL Server. They did that. So write the modified code to the question, which users have the most followers? Okay. And I said, and again, this is a followers. So I said, incorrect syntax user. Create 20 rows for the follower table. Okay. What I do sometimes, I just take the whole schema and I cut and paste it back in just to make sure that chat doesn't lose track of what it's working on. Okay. Now this is as far as I got so far. I never actually worked with like Power Query or anything like that, Power BI with it. Okay, and so forth. So all this code I used was written by ChatGPT, all right? So now I went back and I imported all the files for the I don't know what I did. Somehow I well, you know what I probably wrote the original code to import the cyclistic Bikeshare data in R, and I created four data frames containing wait a minute, how many? One, two, yeah, four data frames containing three months worth of data each. Then I uploaded them to SQL Server 2019. That's bike ride 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then we come back and we create the table for this code here again says create the table for the ride data table. I use a union function to create this data here. Then it came in and I removed all the rows. Here's your tip for tonight. If you decide to use the cyclistic Bikeshare data for you, so where are you in the Coursera right now? What section are you on? Are you to the final project yet? So anyway, so here, okay, are you? Which section are you on now? What are you working on in the current course? But the key is if you do the cyclistic Bikeshare data set for your capstone project, I'm in Tabular. Okay, good. Okay, so have you done BigQuery yet? I'll be right back. Well, get me something to drink. So, do you have a Tabula online account? Do you have an account on Tabula Public? Okay, good. Google Sheets. Have you done the part with Google Sheets yet? Okay, good. So you've done BigQuery. Okay, here's a really good site, for SQL references. As you can see, it has commands and summaries for all these different databases. You know, I used to use this all the time until I started using ChatGPT. But this is a really good source if you're having trouble with SQL. Okay, because it covers all the major databases. Okay. So anyway, back to over here now. So the key here's your hot tip for the cyclistic bike share data. You have a lot of roughly 1,000,000 rows that they're either missing the starting station name or the ending station name. Okay, and there's two things you can do with that. What I did, I just deleted them. I don't care. It's my project. The first thing is it's your project. You can do whatever you want to with it. Okay, it's up to you. I decided this deleted here. You could also go in and do an update query and just fill in, make up a name of a bike share company or something like that, or a station ID or something like that, and just put that in there using an update query. Okay. So, but instead, I decided to just delete the rows where either the starting station name, end station name were empty. Then it came down here and I converted trip duration to an int. Then I did an up. Now again, this code, remember all this SQL came from ChatGPT. So then I did an update query to calculate the trip duration using the date diff function. So it's calculating in minutes. Okay. Then I did a quick thing here where I said, let's take a look and see what the minimum maximum trip duration is. At some point, let's move this down. I also decided to just get rid of any trip duration, any road has a trip duration less than 1. Okay. So let's see what the minimum maximum trip duration is now. So I still left with about 3 million rows of data. Okay, so the minimum trip duration in minutes is 1. The maximum is 58,000 minutes. And here I with the help of ChatGPT, I try to calculate the quantiles for the minutes for the trip duration, but it didn't really work out as well as I had planned. We come down here, we say, what's this here? Let's see. We're going to calculate the average trip duration for the two different casual and members, and also count the number of rides. Okay. And there we go. So members had an average trip duration of 14, a total number of trips of 4,343 rows. So I mean, the casual had an average trip duration of 37. All right. So what's this here? So this is by member casual station name, count number of trips, group by member casual start station name. Okay, let's see what this does for us. I should have got ambitious and included a question in each one of the. So what this should tell us is that the casual riders busiest station was Streeter Drive and Grand Avenue. What, 88,000 rides. And somewhere down here there should be, here we go, members. And the station with the most members riding out of was Clark Street and Elm Street, 42,000 plus. Okay, what's this here? And I think this just gives us a top 5 stations for members and casual. Okay, so we always saw for the top 5 stations for casual riders is right here. And the top 5 station for members. What's this do here then? Station name. I'm not sure if this actually gave me what I wanted. So I want to see the station names when the start station name is different to the end station name. Although it's possible they could have, you could start and hit the same station. You ride your bike, you ride across town, you ride back to where you started at. But let's just see what happens here. See, so you got these 2 streets here, Start and End Street. 6,500 rides, average trip duration of 6, and so forth. Okay. So this is the number of rides by the hour of the day, and by the weekday, and by the month. Okay. So the busiest hour and the busiest day was 5 p.m. Wednesday in September. Okay, and so forth. You can see the tops. Of course, this makes perfectly good sense. Then I mean, you expect the afternoon and evening hours to be the most. So what are we trying to do here? I should have made some notes with this code here. Okay. So do you have a college degree then? So let's see what this does for us. So ChatGPT came out with a new pricing plan. It is 0.002 cents per token. Okay, and per 1,000 tokens. Supposedly a token is roughly about 750 words. So the question is, here's your math question. If the price per token, Aman, okay. So do you have a master's degree or just a bachelor's? Do you have a PhD? Okay. Okay, if you want to go out, download the code or something like that to my project, it includes both the code and the sample data. There's a link on GitHub, okay? So what's this? This is year of the month, new users, returning users. Okay, this is by year and month, the new users and the returning users, okay? Now, I don't recall how so you can see here, use a distinct cache function. Honestly, I don't understand what that does, but it works for April 2020. We had 2 new users, 2 returning users, and total. This, of course, this should be 4. I'm not sure, understand why this isn't 4. So this is in 2020. In May, we had 0 new users and so forth. Okay. So let's see what this one here does for us. Okay. What am I thinking of here? Okay. And this guy is Bearded Dev. He has some really good SQL videos up there. He works with SQL Server, so go out and check out some of his videos. You want to build your SQL skills up a little more. Okay, so what is this? This is the ride date. Now the as far as the revenue, what chat did, it just assigned some couple values here. Okay. I just picked 2 values, 0.05 and 0.15, okay? And then it used it to calculate for each day the total number of rides for casual members, the total ride duration, and the revenue based on these 2 numbers up here, okay? So that's kind of nice. And that's kind of where I left off. Okay? So now the question is, can we so the thing is kind of funny, you ask it a question like this and they'll say, sure, let's do it. How about using analyzing the all right. Yes, Barry is a great tool for analyzing and visualizing data. One thing about this, it's all sometimes ChatGPT is almost like terminally cheerful. Sure, we can do that. Now the question is, what can it tell us how to do this with? Can it tell us how to? Can it tell us how to actually create stuff in Power BI? That's the question. For instance, we have data for longitude and latitude. Maybe we can plot the top five. Let's close this. You know, one of the advantages to at the free version level for Power BI is it has it has Power Query, which is also in Excel, and it has database connectivity. Let's see how this works. And there's our main table. Okay, and here's our table. Here's our source, right? Okay. Yeah, my general stream is Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York time, New York City time, East Coast time. But again, if you go out, click the subscribe button on the Caribou Data Science channel and click the bell icon. You'll be notified whenever I do go live. Because I've also occasionally do something on Sunday. The last few days I've done something in the afternoon. So by all means, click the bell icon, should be notified. All right. You can also reach me on Facebook at okay, you can reach me on Facebook there. Let's do a row count. So we got 7.6 million rows. Okay. So we're going to create, so all of our data cleans there. Now we're going to try to create a date hierarchy. That's where you have all the dates from the date and timestamp to just the date to just the hour of the day uh, listed under one date. So you can use any combination of those dates. Okay. Let's analyze. Now what's it going to do with something like this? I don't know if we're going to use this or not. Okay, so uh-oh. Oh boy. Hmm. Now here's the thing. So it's $0.002 per 1,000 tokens. So hey, sure, I'll take 1,000 tokens. I mean, you would think there had to be sort of a minimum of $2 worth of tokens or something like that, you know? Okay, so it's still thinking. I certainly hope I'm still connected. Okay, it's just thinking. Now it'd be easy enough to create a plot, right? Bar plot, right? And then put uh, how do we do? How do I say let's say filters, let's say greater than or equal to 60,000. Now this works, but we're not actually getting a count function, are we? It's still thinking. Now, what we could do is this, just for the fun of it. Okay. Now we should be able to do SQL Server. I'm going to create a couple little tables for the ride counts, okay? You know what else we're going to do up here is, okay? Now, I come over here and we look for So I'm going to create a couple of summary tables here, just to give us something to work with. I wonder if I went out and purchased tokens would I think it's just like you put insert into and the name, okay? Yeah, I literally think it's this thing isn't running very fast this evening. What if I bought tokens? Would I get better service? Hmm. Right, this works fine, right? All right, so that works fine. Okay, so let's do end right. I should have called something like right start. I should have got really long and said start right count. We're going to call this end count. Okay, good. So let's save this again. Minimize this. Minimize this. Okay, so let's come back over here. Whoa, that was a pretty impressive bolt of lightning. Must not be too close. You know what let's do? Let's start over. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning in Tunisia right now. Let's get some data. So here's our data, and here's some data here. So the question is, what is the most popular the 10 most popular stations? And there we go. So we can look at two things. We can look at the stations with who has the top 10 stations in terms of average ride, okay, average trip, which seems to be pretty big, 620, 248. Those seem like awful long rides to me, but that's what it says. And now we can look at the by the most rides. So we already know this, of course. The starting stations with the most rides are Streeter and Grand Street, but they don't have the but apparently the stations with the most let's come up here like this. Let's do a new chat. Use so apply changes. Okay, so let's create some date hierarchies also for the start and end date. Well, first let's go back and recreate our 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 date functions. Now, first of all, better yet, let's go back and save the project. Okay. So it was a nice talk with Gary or Gary or something like whatever the person's name was. Someone's talking about secession. I think it'd be really great if New York and California succeeded from the Union. I'd certainly sign that petition. There's the three tables. Let's just save this. Oh, I don't know. Where are we going to go here? There's one. Okay. We use a traditional abbreviation MSSQL. There. This is what we don't have to start over every time we want to make a change. Yes, yes. And one of these days, we'll return back to the social media and get back to analyzing that data. Edit query. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a start date and a start hour. Duplicate column. Okay. No, we could, of course, uh, again, done a count hours, count the right hours by day or something like that. Okay. Okay. Now we come back over to home. We come back over here. All right. Apply. Now we're going to create our date hierarchy using the ended at dates. Now, what other queries could we create? I mean, we could certainly count the number of rides by hour, maybe. We've certainly done that before. Let's just take a quick peek over here. Oh, by the way, if any of you folks are there or lurking in the background, hey, thanks so much for stopping by, but it'd really be fantastic if you stopped by the chat session and said hi, okay? Also, be sure to click the subscribe button, the like button, and very important, click the bell icon. That would be notified whenever I go live or upload new content, okay? Okay, good. So we got that We'll start with ended at since that's the first one up here. Create hierarchy. Okay, we can then we add this to the hierarchy. All right. And then we add the to the ended. And come down here, create a new hierarchy for start. Then we add start date. Where's start hour? Didn't I do a start hour? Started hour. What am I missing here? Interesting. I thought so. Okay, now what does this allow us to do? This allows us to produce visualizations with different time scales on them. The date and the hour in our case, or the full date and full time, okay? But let's start with a table. We're going to create a table or a matrix that's going to have the station name and the average ride duration in it, okay? Then we're going to create a plot of the stations, okay, with we'll create a plot well, first of all, we're going to create a there's a slicer, there's a table. Okay, we're going to say start rides. And average trip. Okay. All right. Then we'll come over here and create a plot with start station name. Okay, good. And the number of rides. Okay, and here's the problem. These things can't have the same number of rides. Okay, so this isn't going to work because you're always going to have the same number of rows. No, we don't want to count it. Okay. How we no, we don't want to do this. We don't want to count the start station name. So why can't I? Let's come back over here. Hmm. Do I need to create? Do I need to? Yeah, but there's only going to be one count for each row. So that's not actually what we're looking for. Select the table or visually want to. Are we looking for a new measure or a new column? Measure. Oh, my battery's running low. Oh, there we go. Now you can see me. Let's see. So let's come over here now. Let's get rid of that. Now let's filter. Row count. What I want to do is okay. So what we're trying to do is, let's go over here. No, we have a count. We could, of course, do. I don't know how to do this. So what is that? That's just the average ride time. You see, here's the trouble over here. Hmm. And once again, let's do if only I knew how to do So again, if anybody's out there watching, by all means, stop by the chat session, say hi. And also, by the way, if you find this information helpful and encouraging and informative, click on that subscribe button and also click on the like button next to the video. And of course, most important of all, click on the bell icon to be notified whenever I go live again. All right. We could do something like this also. We could say, let's do a line plot. We're going to say end hour. X hour, X is what? So this is the count of rides by hours. By the hour of the day. All right. Now let's add one more thing onto the y-axis, okay? And up there's a legend. Suppose we said, suppose we come over here now. Hmm. Hmm. Now we could come over here now and say, I don't know, let's do this. Legend. Legend. Hmm. So is there anybody out there watching me right now? If there is, be sure to say hi. So if the 0.002 per thousand with $10 by me. That's the question. I can't imagine them, basically setting me up for you know, 1,000 tokens. Okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? No. Anyway, but you know what? Things are kind of quiet here this evening. You know what, friends? It's 11:30 p.m. It's nice and quiet here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this session to a close. Hey, thanks so much for the what's the person's name? Gary or Carrie, Dr. Dracarys. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope I'll see you again on a stream soon. Okay.